Greetings, Earthlings. So today, I'm not going to do a daily report really because I'm just going to do a full moon report. The full moon is at 2:17 a.m. tonight. So like technically tomorrow in Texas. So that's Central Time. So it'll be 1 a.m. Mountain Time, 3 a.m. East Coast time. I'm really good at translating. February 27th. Okay, this full moon is in Virgo. And it is at 8 degrees. It's right on top of my Venus, which is amazing. I didn't even realize that. The sun is in Pisces. So we are really, this full moon would do best we want to emotionally balance our practical everyday life with our spiritual life. Because the sun wants to feel connected to other people. It's kind of like a Peter Pan energy almost, would be like Pisces. But the moon, we want to feel emotionally grounded, right? This would be a really good full moon to go outside and just get some dirt, you know what I mean? Put it in a jar or something like that, include it in your ritual. And don't, I do full moon rituals, make up your own ritual, really. It's the intention that we set, right? You know, but get a little baby food jar and put some dirt in it and call it full moon Virgo, put the date on it. And just when you look at it, remember how important it is to be grounded. I'm actually going to show you this, and I haven't really been doing this because I guess sometimes it looks confusing, but this chart is really interesting because, where's my share screen? Yeah. So we have the moon up here, and everything else is down here. And this is called basket, and everything is like that. Like everything is in a basket. So the moon, we can almost feel overwhelmed with a sense of, it can be with anything, but it would be emotionally overwhelmed. Possibly even having dreams or ways that you would like to be that just don't feel practical, okay? But full moons are always about balancing out energies, seeing what has culminated over the past 2 weeks and letting go of what needs to be let go of, right? What are we banging our head up against the wall about? It's kind of a reset in that sense, like what is working and what is not working. Jupiter is playing really nice with the nodes of fate, the north node over here and the south node over here, and we've got Jupiter right here in what's called a sextile and a trine. And the nodes of fate are about where we're coming from and where we're going. And Jupiter is a benefic. It's about acquiring knowledge and growing, right? And a benefic is just usually a positive spin on whatever it's interacting with. So it's a good time to, the South Node in Sagittarius is about having like big ideas and not so much paying attention to the minor details or how we're going to get there, okay? And we need to move away from that energy a little bit. It's about, it would be like to make it kind of simple, having a big opinion and expressing and telling everybody your big opinion, but not exactly digging, like posting a meme on Facebook, right? That's this big belief. Just so everybody knows what you know or what you think or whatever. And I'm being really like big paintbrush with this. Like this is on the lower aspect. Like we're trying to move away from just this this big picture, big visionary, and we need to get more into Gemini, which is about like focusing on one other person, you know, so it's not so that we actually exchange and share information. And Gemini is also about digging in and getting into the nitty gritty. So as opposed to like posting a meme about everything you think is true on Facebook, it's about like sitting down with your cousin and learning about each other and why each of you believe the way that you believe. You know what I mean? Um, that's really what the nodes that we are, the energy that we're kind of in. We're trying to get into where we appreciate one another, right? Um, and appreciate where the other is coming from, and we actually dig in and find out like facts and information. And Gemini is very much about, they're very curious about other people, you know, um, as an archetype. It's the twins. So it's like discovering that there is someone else, you know. Um, we've got Venus in Pisces, and she loves it in Pisces. So like that's why this feels really good, even though the emotionally we're staring at all this big stuff. um Venus is in her exaltation. It's called Venus loves being in Pisces, so we really want those spiritual, dreamlike. We want to achieve our dreams. We want to feel connected with other people. We want to feel connected with uh, like a higher power, or what, however you call it, the universe, your higher self, your fucking intellect. I don't care, you know, if you're atheist or whatever. You want to connect with something. And if you don't, why are you watching my fucking channel? I think that'd be kind of funny. Anyway, um, Mercury is out of retrograde. Mercury is still going through, it was in retrograde. It came out of retrograde on the 20th or 21st of February. And now it has to retrace its steps. So there may be things that you've been ruminating on. There may have been misunderstandings in certain areas of your life, projects that you started that have just hit glitches, right? And now we're kind of repaving our way through anything that that was having difficulty coming together throughout February. This full moon feels really good. It does feel like it can be emotionally overwhelming. That grounding is going to be so important. Um, Black crystals are good for grounding. Taking a walk outside is good for grounding. That dirt I was talking about is good for grounding, because it just emotionally, we want to feel like we've got our feet solidly on the earth, right? There's been, things have been kind of wonky, kind of weird. But Jupiter, you know, with Saturn and Uranus, we might have been feeling rebellious. I feel like now we really just want to feel connected to others, where there's been like separation and you're not the boss of me, and a lot of that going on. Um, it feels like a good time to, like, what do we have in common? It feels a lot like that energy. But it's funny because it's not like the moon is standing strong over there. That's us emotionally. It's like, I'm not saying you have to be any less divine than we are. You know, it's like standing in our own divinity and staring at all this stuff down on the other side, and just like, here I am, like, this is me, and I'm gonna be me, but let's connect anyway. Kumbaya fucking ya. That's what it feels like. You know, it really looks like about it. I mean, that's what I'm getting. So let me pull some cards. Actually, stop sharing now. Who knows? I don't know. Let me know if sometimes I wonder if I should share that image. It's easy. It makes things easier for me to describe them. So selfishly, I like it, but sometimes I think it confuses people if you've never really seen like an astrological chart. But get some cards shuffled and see what they have to say about this full moon. Yeah, I think this weekend, if you go on a weekend schedule, but try to get outside, try to connect with nature, try to feel emotionally grounded, still stand within your power and your authority, but we can connect with other people that way. I can agree to disagree with people. I'm not going to tell you what to think. You don't have to agree with me. Still be friends. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this feels like the beginning of a new cycle. Um, the tides are turning, the wheel is turning. The Wheel of Fortune is like things are always kind of, sometimes you're on the up spin, sometimes you're on the down spin, you know, but it goes around and around. I'm gonna pull a clarifier on this. So we got the Nine of Swords. Um, there's that overwhelm, that angst. There may be a loss of sleep. You know, the sun is Pisces, so there could even be dreams, like more dreaming going on. Um, and they don't have that, they may be difficult dreams, because this can actually mean like losing sleep. We have the Two of Swords. It's like we want to decide to do something, because that, you know, the Two of Swords is about making choices. It's about being blind, you know, the character is blindfolded, the moon is behind her. The moon in the tarot always symbolizes intuition. So it's like she needs to make a choice, but she can't see clearly all of the options. And this would be individual, but it may be with this full moon, the choosing to let something go, or choosing to follow something that we might be afraid of choosing, because of the judgment of other people. But intuitively, we know it's the right thing to do, right? Um, one more. Spiritual advice. Mhm. The Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is it's a homecoming, you know. Sometimes when I'm doing a simple reading, it can just mean like somebody may have had might be having a housewarming party, might have bought a new house or something like that. But To me, it means a spiritual homecoming. Where do you feel at home inside of you? What feels good in here? Do that. But we can connect to other people that way, right? From a place of not of fear and disconnection. Like, well, if you don't agree with me, then I'm afraid and we can't connect. But like, well, that, you know, this is how I feel. This is what makes you feel good. What makes you what this is what makes me feel good. What makes you feel good? Let's connect that way. This is when I feel the most at home. Um, but really pursue what makes you feel at home. Okay. And hopefully that's good shit. Anyway, I gotta go. Happy full moon in Virgo. Peace. Namaste.